At fifth position, we have South Korea. So South Korea is a pretty good country because it has a 33 million population, but it has two really strong and huge neighbors and also rivals, which are China and Japan. Both of these have much larger populations than South Korea, so it would be hard to defend against them. And usually both of them attack you really quick into the game. Japan attacks you within, I think, the first 5 minutes after you join, and China will attack you literally after it forms the King Dynasty, as soon as it forms the King Dynasty. And also South Korea has no resources, like actually no resources, and the only thing you can do is go and conquer North Korea so that you can form Korea, and then just make a large navy and also army, because China will attack you with a huge land invasion and Japan will attack you through a naval invasion. So you need to have an awesome navy and army, both of them. But still, it's going to be really hard because most of the time both of them attack you simultaneously, so it's gonna be hard to defend on two fronts. And also you need to guard like all the four sides of your country to be safe, because they can attack you from anywhere. At fourth place, we have Kazakhstan. So Kazakhstan is a really huge country area wise, but it only has 8 million population, which is really less for a country this big. And it also just has 1 million cities, so there's only one place you can spawn tanks. But the thing is, it has a lot of resources, like literally every resource you imagine it has them, and that too in large quantities. But the thing is, there's Russia and China, and both of them want your resources, so the resource thing is more of a disadvantage than an advantage. And both of these are huge countries, and most of the time they fight over Kazakhstan, so you usually get crushed between this fight. And you can't protect on two fronts, of course, because yeah, you just have 8 million population, and they have like around, I think both of them have around 400 million combined, so yeah, impossible to defend. In the top three, we have Kuwait. So Kuwait is a Middle Eastern country which is surrounded by Saudi Arabia to the south, Iraq to the northwest, and Iran to the east. And all of these are pretty strong countries, and it's squished between all of them. And you don't have that much time to prepare if you're playing as Kuwait, because Saudi attacks you within the first 5 minutes to form Arabia, and then Iraq also attacks you pretty quick because it needs to form the Babylonian Empire or Assyria if it's a player. And if Iran is a player, you're usually the second country which is going to get invaded by it after it completes the war with Iraq. So yeah, and there's no one else and there's nowhere else you can kind of go, because yeah, you're surrounded by all of these countries: Iran, Iraq, and Saudi Arabia. But the only other place you can go is Bahrain, Qatar, and UAE. But even if you get these, you're still way weaker than all of these countries. So yeah, there's a 99% chance even if you get these, you're gonna get invaded. So unless you're like a pro and all of these are AI, it's impossible to play as Kuwait, like next to impossible. At second place, we have Belgium. So Belgium is a pretty small country which is located in Europe, and it's surrounded by three European superpowers: Germany, France, and UK. And has a really small population and manpower increase to defend against them. The manpower increase is just 571, which is insanely less. So you don't even have much time to prepare, because you're the first country France attacks as soon as it joins, and Germany also attacks you pretty soon, within like first 2 or 3 months in the game. And then UK also attacks you within, I think, the first 6 months to land onto the European mainland and further expand. So what you can do is just get Netherlands and make a really strong navy and army to defend against them, and just hope that France and UK aren't players, because Germany literally every single time is a player in every single server. So just hope that France and UK aren't players, which is still pretty rare, but it is possible. So at last but not least we have San Marino. So San Marino is a city state and it's surrounded by Italy on all four sides. So there's only one country can attack, Italy. And Italy is usually a player, and yeah, San Marino is the first country it attacks, and you can't do anything. Like, you just have 30,000 population. What are you gonna do with 30,000 population? That's more than like literally each city of Italy. So Italy can attack you and defeat you with no problem. And for even if Italy is AI, still it's going to be really hard to attack Italy. And even if you capture the whole of Italy, which is really rare, there are still other threats like France, Spain, sometimes Germany. So yeah, it's kind of hopeless if you are playing as San Marino. And its manpower increase is 294. I think it's, is it limited? I don't think it's limited. It's one of those countries which have a larger manpower than population. So yeah, impossible to play as.